right? Again, let me
I got hairy legs that turn, that.
Welcome to Certified Based, the common sense podcast where liberals crash out.
Welcome back to Certified Base, the place where liberals
crash out.
All right,
How's
guys.
it going?
We had a hiatus last week. I know we didn't go live or do anything. Our last live stream was obviously talking about all the Charlie Kirk stuff and all that, and it was a very somber episode of something different that we had not done. It was our first live stream. Sorry, I'm fixing this mic, and this is our second live stream. We figured that we like doing live better, even though our cameras have a hard time focusing.
Noticing that. Come on, camera, work with us. But yeah, bro, we both enjoyed doing the live stream a lot. So
yeah,
I thought it'd make it the normal part of.
Because we have to upload it after we're done, and I don't know. I kind of don't.
I'm gonna fix this camera real quick.
Yeah, go ahead. I'd rather just do it live and then it's done. It's up on YouTube. It'll upload itself, and I don't have to worry about it. And we kind of get our thumbnail ahead of time. Which, if you've seen our thumbnail, it's a little clickbaity. Anybody who is a deranged liberal is gonna be like, they're groypers. They're groypers now. Certified base. Certified groypers.
Welcome to the show. We got a great show coming up this evening.
We got a great show for you tonight. If you know that reference, yeah, everyone's gonna think I'm a groyper now. Change the
Certified groypers.
Change our name to Certified Groypers now. Everyone's gonna think that we love Nick Fuentes because he's on our thumbnail, as well as Alex Jones with his little stash he's got going on. You're the one that told me about that one, Trey. You saw that one on X?
He said he was dressing up as his favorite liberal hero or something. It was funny though, but. Yeah, guys, it's just called YouTube. We gotta get clicks. But yeah,
I'm sure people lost their minds whenever they saw that stash he had on.
It's funny. He's a freaking. Some of these dudes are real. They could be comedians. I feel like they're hilarious. Oh yeah, that sounds better. There we go.
Sorry, got more gain on there.
There we go.
Yeah, some of those guys, I'm like, are you serious right now? Are you being for real or are you just trolling? I think I've come to figure out. I think I figured it out. Because I have a brain. I feel like other people that don't have a brain, they fall into it all the time. I think Nick Fuentes is a master rage baiter.
Yeah.
Not a master debater, master rage baiter.
Mm-hmm.
And people fall for it all the time. He's great at rage baiting. I think that's what's kind of made him so popular in the last couple weeks, especially since everything that's happened. I talked about it, that he would skyrocket into popularity big time, since the, unfortunate assassination of Charlie Kirk, that he would, go mainstream, and essentially he's getting more popular and more popular, and, he's rage baiting more and more people successfully.
It's very impressive. All the censorship he's had his whole career, just being debanked, canceled, and everything, but he's able to maintain a strong, fan base, and it's just getting bigger.
You gotta give credit where credit is due, whether you like him or not.
Yeah, whether
he does a good job at it.
Yep, he knows how to talk. He has charisma. He's a great communicator. He love him or hate him, you gotta respect the game. Game is game.
Yep,
that they
exactly.
used to say.
Game is game. So, speaking about that, why do we have Nick Fuentes and Alex Jones on here? And first, before we do that, actually, I want to show something real quick.
Oh yeah, we owe a big thanks to all of our new subscribers. We posted a video on last Sunday, about our interview with the Charlie Kirk protesters, and it got a good response.
It did. It got a great response. I'm gonna move our little cam over here. But look at this, guys. Look at this. 1,700 views, which is not, crazy amount of number, because we're still growing, but we're to 68 subscribers now, guys. This is awesome. I think we gained
18 or something.
18, almost 20 subs from this one
20,
video.
yeah.
So, one video at a time, one video like this at a time, where we interview the Charlie Kirk protesters. So if you have not seen it, yes, we will get there. And if you have not seen it,
believe that politics.
Sorry, I'm on the wrong screen. We're not gonna play it for you. If you want to watch it, you need to go to the channel and watch it. But wait till after the stream.
Yeah,
Wait
go
till
watch it
after the stream.
after.
Yeah,
It's a good
watch after the
video.
show. Yeah.
That interview took place 1 month, exactly 1 month before his assassination.
Yes.
Which is
It's crazy, man. It's
Yeah.
still crazy, like how they all, everything has unfolded, and how the political sphere that we're in right now, and things keep happening and things keep happening. Like we talked about the fear of copycats. Who's going to copy this? And obviously, we had somebody kind of do a copycat. Dude trying to shoot at ICE officers. It sounds like it was bad aim, and he ended up hitting the actual illegal immigrants, the people he's trying to set free.
Yeah, he killed one and a couple other got injured.
Yeah.
So he did the opposite of what he was planning. Maybe he was trying to kill them. I don't know. Is there?
dust.
I don't know. It's crazy. He's
People are
bad
crazy,
aim.
man. It's just, man, the political sphere is insane. I mean, I always say they pretty much have a lot of evidence that it was some lefty, because like the bullets had like anti-ICE written on them.
And who are the main people that are anti-ICE right now?
Yeah.
It's one group of people.
I mean, for them hating guns so much, they sure like using them. I mean,
Uh-huh.
that's one thing I'm starting to see.
Bro, you know it's kind of embarrassing that like the real shooters in America are the lefties, like the Republicans.
We talked about trends several weeks
the
ago.
conservatives, all about Second Amendment, but all the real shooters here, if you're into like rap music or whatever, they got their shooters. The left really has their shooters. You
mean-
say what you want. It's not good. I'm not saying it's good.
No, it's terrible.
I'm not saying the right needs more. We definitely do
No.
not. But
No,
it just is what it is.
but we talked about trends just a couple weeks ago before all this unfolded. Like, just literally, I'm like, prove my point. If you want to prove my point, like literally everything that's happened in the last few weeks has literally proved my point. It's a trend, man. It's sickening. It's awful. So yeah, and then I feel like in the wake of all these events, obviously we've been seeing a little shift in the cultural scheme, and it's definitely in the political scheme, and kind of our conversation on free speech. Where is speech going? What is free speech? How much should we regulate speech? How much regulation should there be? Should there be very little to no regulation? Like, where do we draw the line? This is what we're talking about today. Of course, you see the title is YouTube based again. I'm starting to, I don't know, man. YouTube's been weird lately. Like, there's some things that I'm like, wow, I feel like YouTube would have censored this a couple years ago. Like, you remember during COVID.
Yeah, just jumping into it.
Yeah,
Okay.
jumping into. Go ahead. Troy he's got the receipts, right? Because whenever we talk about stuff on the show, we gotta have receipts, right? And I actually, in reading the Bible this week, I actually started a plan, talking about it was like a plan talking about how to navigate the political sphere, as Christians, right? How do we
Oh, that's
navigate the
good.
political sphere? So I found this plan.
Well, you gotta send me that.
Yeah, I gotta send you as a little devotional that I did for this week,
Yeah,
talking,
send me
with the
that.
political sphere and everything. And one of the devotionals of one of the mornings that I woke up was checking your sources, making sure that what you're saying is there's truth in it and not
Yeah.
just misleading people. So again, we got receipts for that reason, because we're not just gonna talk out of our we're just not gonna talk out of our
our
okay?
rear end.
Our rear ends.
There we go.
We're actually gonna, bring receipts to the table. So go ahead, Atreya.
So big story going on this past week. YouTube or Google, their Alphabet, the parent company, admitted that they were being pressured by the Biden administration to censor COVID-19 and election.
Oh, whoa, wait! I thought that was a conspiracy theory.
Right?
You're a conspiracy theorist. You're a conspiracy theorist. You QAnon supporter. What happened to that?
Yeah, guys, what happened? The difference between a conspiracy and truth is 6 months. That's the difference between them. So yeah, they released this they sent it to the House, Judiciary Committee, and here I'm gonna just read. I found this document online. You Google it. Just a simple, whatever, House Judiciary. Google censorship. Just type in those keywords. and you'll find the document. So here it is. So let me make sure I'm in the right spot. Senior Biden administration, this is in like paragraph 8. Senior Biden administration officials, including White House officials, conducted repeated and sustained outreach to Alphabet, which is Google's parent company, and pressed the company regarding certain user-generated content related to the COVID-19 pandemic that did not violate its policies. While the company continued to develop and enforce its policies independently, Biden administration officials continued to press the company to remove non-violative user-generated content. Yeah.
I thought that was a conspiracy theory. You're with QAnon. You're a conspiracy theorist.
Stupid fly. Yeah.
We have a fly running.
Yeah, and then it goes on to say, as online platforms, including Alphabet, grappled with these decisions, the administration's officials, including President Biden, created a political atmosphere that sought to influence the actions of platforms based on their concerns regarding misinformation. They continue to say it is unacceptable and wrong when any government, including the Biden administration, attempts to dictate how the company moderates content, and the company has consistently fought against those efforts on First Amendment grounds. Yeah, so it is all true. What everybody has been saying, the doctors that were coming out saying, regarding where it came from, vaccine related stuff, doctors that are coming out, speaking against the narrative that they were pushing. They got banned. Creators got banned. We saw on Twitter, people got banned on that too.
You couldn't question the science, right? If you were what's it called? If you even questioned a little bit about what was going on with COVID-19, you were banned. Like one of the things that people were questioning, right? If somebody were to pass away, okay, and let's say they got in a car accident and they died. God forbid, but they got in an accident and they died. If they had COVID in their system, it was a COVID related death. Like no, they unfortunately died due to the car accident. They just happened to have COVID in their system. Like why were we counting that as a COVID death? And then if you said that and if you question that, what happened? Oh, you got banned, right? Or the vaccine, like oh, the vaccine has, it's not been thoroughly tested, it's risky to get it. Nope, banned. Or how fishy if you were questioning the election of 2020, like, all of a sudden, oh, we got these votes, guys. While y'all were asleep, we found this bucket of votes. All these votes are for Biden somehow, okay? And if you question and say, yeah, it's a little fishy, oh, you get banned, right? Oh, but now that we're in 2024 or 2025 and Trump won the election again, right? Oh, now the libs are able to question, like, oh, it's Russian influence. Like, what happened in 2016 with Russia hoax? It was a Russia hoax. Russia manipulated our voting machines. That's how we got elected. Sounds a lot like the election denial to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is crazy news. I mean, but it's crazy that they admitted it. But we all knew it. Like it's just people's testimonies.
It's just crazy that you would get banned for even questioning it.
Yeah.
Like you could not question it when it was clearly happening. That's the dangerous thing, is how far is this going to go? And I feel like whenever Trump was running for president the first time, they saw him as a threat to the media because that's when he started the whole fake news. He really started calling it out by name, fake news, and he was kind of the first person to do that, and somebody that was running for not just whatever office. He was running to be the president of the United States, so they saw that as a threat.
Yeah.
And then they kind of started pushing more for censorship, and then as he got into office, they gave them hell. But then January 6th happened and all that, which was bad all itself,
But also came out, the FBI, they had 275 regular clothed FBI agents in the January 6th crowd. So how much of it was incited by the feds? I was just that came out. We didn't mention that, but
Yeah, isn't that,
Very sus. You know, that's what they ran on
oh.
January 6th. You know, MAGA supporters are, you know, they're trying to, you know, whatever they're
Guess
saying.
what? Guess what, guys? It's factual. There's receipts on this. We're literally got receipts.
Yeah.
Okay, you can look it up for yourself.
Mhm.
I mean, if you want to, right? If you're too stupid and you're like, I don't believe it. It's my truth. It's my truth. La 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 la. Okay, that's on you. But it's there.
Yeah.
Just to let you know, it exists.
Yeah.
Okay, it's real evidence. Okay.
Yeah. I want to finish up by
Yeah,
saying
go ahead.
just this last part because they actually admit in this document, on paragraph 23, the company terminated channels for repeatedly violating its community guidelines on elections integrity content through 2023 and COVID-19 content through 2024. Today's YouTube's community guidelines allow for a wider range of content regarding expression. So YouTube's going on. They're trying to be better. YouTube will provide an opportunity for all creators to rejoin the platform if the company terminated their channel for repeated violations of COVID-19 and election integrity policies that are no longer in effect. So they're walking back, their bans, which is good, but we'll see how well they honor
How much do
that.
we believe that? How much do we honor? I mean, are they just going to allow just creators that question COVID-19, or are they actually going to allow it for more broad? Like, is it actually free speech? Because Jim Jordan, he was one of the leaders in this investigation
Mhm.
with the Google thing. Representative Jim Jordan, he tweeted out. He might have gotten too excited, and he tweeted out saying, "Oh, free speech is going to be allowed back on the platform. Back on the." Is it really though? Like, is it really going to be free speech? That's the reason why we have Nick Fuentes and Alex Jones. Are guys like that going to be allowed back on the platform? I don't think so. I
Yeah.
don't think so. And I don't know. Should they be allowed back on the platform? I don't know, Trey. What's your opinion? Do you think guys like Nick Fuentes and Alex Jones should be allowed on YouTube?
Yeah, I think they should. But yeah, yes, they should. But obviously YouTube, but they have their policies,
Do you think they could
their lines that the words that you can't say, whatever you
Yeah.
can. So as long as they follow those policies, they should be allowed. Like,
Do you
and
think they should
that's
be allowed
their
to be like community noted? Sorry, I just
Yeah,
wanted
you're
to throw
good.
that like
Yes.
it's like X has that community noted. So I
Yeah.
want to throw that. See what you
Yeah.
thought about if maybe YouTube were to add like a community note, kind of like how they do on X. So because I know.
Well, they're implementing that.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah,
that's
so
good.
it's their pilot, whatever, their pilot program. Yeah, I believe the community notes is good because it allows the community to go to that video, fact check it, like themselves. Like it's the community base. It's not. They also say in their
Not some like
yeah,
biased
yeah.
entity fact checking.
Yeah, it says right here they have no third-party fact checkers for action.
It's
They're
good.
they're doing the X of the community notes where
Good.
people from the community could go in, which is good. Like
Yeah, it's good.
that's how
It's non-biased.
you debate, bad speeches. You debate it with better, or like you bring up better points.
Yeah, because I know some of their points are kind of crazy, right? They have some crazy points. Some of them
Yeah.
might be not entirely factual. So that's why I was like asking you. I was like, what do you think if
Yeah.
YouTube were to bring
Yep.
in like a community note system?
Yeah, if
Get
they're
effect.
following the YouTube guidelines and the policies, yeah, they should be on. They shouldn't get special treatment just because of who they are, what they said in the past. Like, if YouTube is truly free speech, they should allow those two guys back on.
Yeah, and it's just I don't know, man. I don't know how much to like believe YouTube, like truly, like how truthful are they going to be with this? Because we saw it happen just this past week. Nick Fuentes apparently had created a new YouTube channel. He stress tested, and then it got banned immediately. Right? It wasn't even. I think it was like 5 hours after his video had been uploaded because I saw it myself, and I actually even I was actually watching what he had uploaded when it got banned in real time. Like as I was watching, it just stopped, and I was like, "What happened?" And I was like, "Oh, well, he just got terminated. He just got banned
Wow.
on the spot." As I was watching what he had posted, whatever one of his latest shows, I was like, wow. I was reading through the comments and everything and saying what people were saying, but I was like, it was kind of a nice like a nice breath of fresh air that I was like, okay, they're allowing
Mhm.
more like not again. I don't agree with a lot of stuff that he says, but I feel like he's allowed to have his own opinion. He should be allowed on the platform to speak his mind, and I know his choice of words are rather interesting, and YouTube probably won't allow those choice of words, which, again, I understand it's their policies, but I feel like his points of view, whether they're crazy or not, should be allowed on the
Mm-hmm.
platform, as long as they're not inciting violence. Here's what I've been telling Atreyo. We actually were talking about it before we started filming. I was like, here's my honest opinion on this free speech thing. I feel like you should be on the platform. If it was up to me and I had a magic wand to have this perfect system, my ideal vision of a perfect system would be, okay, you can go on the platform. If you want to insult people and however you want, like you want to use, I'm just gonna say, if you want to use slurs, you want to use whatever you want. I think you should be free to say whatever the heck you want. Uh, you want to insult anybody, however you want to, that's fine. Um, that's how you combat speech with other speech, right? Because in the moment you start censoring, but I'm like, how much regulation? What's a good amount of regulation? Where do we draw the line? I think we draw the line whenever you start threatening people's livelihoods. Whenever you start threatening people's livelihoods or doxing people, that's where I draw the line, and I say, okay, that's a bannable offense. Is when you start doxing people and you start threatening people's safety. Is I think, or saying stuff like Destiny, right? Where Destiny said, "Yeah, conservatives should be afraid of being shot." Like what? Like when you say that kind of stuff, I'm like, you're literally you're inciting. You're probably not going to do it yourself, but you're inciting that language so that some freaking crazy idiot takes it verbatim. It's like, oh yeah, I need to do that.
Yeah, I agree. It's a hard thing. But YouTube, they're doing new changes to their policies, and I'm just gonna name a couple. YouTube has generally relaxed its moderation approach for videos concerning sensitive issues. So they're gonna take it easier on topics like elections, race and gender, immigration. As long as it's framed in a educational documentary style, it's educational, it'll be okay. So that's up to your interpretation of how that's gonna work. But which what I find interesting is the violation threshold. It used to be, if a 25% of your video is violating guidelines, that they'll strike it down. And now they're expanding it to 50%. So you get a little more
But
grace with
what
that.
is that? What are the contents that are considered bannable? Like, how much would be 50%? Like, what are we talking about? I feel like it's a very like it's vague to me, if that makes sense. I'm like, oh, like, well, how much is 50%? What do you count as? I feel like that could be interpreted in many
Yeah.
different ways.
Yeah, like say your video is like an hour long compared to like a video that's only 10 minutes long. Like I don't know, it's like it's got to be balanced correctly.
But,
And
but then I'm like, who interprets that it's violating?
yeah,
AI
exactly.
or a
Who's doing
person
it?
behind a screen? Who's
Yeah.
going to interpret it? Who's going to be the interpreter of? Oh yeah, it's violating.
Yeah.
That's my question from that.
Yeah, it's valid. I'm trying to look up their actual guidelines and like what they are, because if we can get just a good you know just a good outline of what they're against, which is gonna be useful for us, obviously. But
My other like concern though is one. I mean, I guess you could say concern, or one thing that's just weird to me is the whole Project Nimbus.
what is that? What is
Which,
Project Nimbus?
so if you guys don't know what Project Nimbus is, it's a contract awarded to Google and Amazon Web Services by the Israeli government. I guess it's part. I
Mm.
mean, it's been going on since 2021, but I guess there was like new details about it. And I guess what it is, Project Nimbus is it's a 1.2 billion contract to provide cloud computing services, including storage, computing power, advanced artificial intelligence capabilities to the Israeli government and its military. But then I guess they had
Interesting.
done some deal with like involving YouTube and things like that. But then I'm like, it's so weird to me though because I thought Google was a highly like leftist. I know people say that Google's a highly like I know people go as far as saying Google's a communist company. They censor all the opinions and if they don't like conservative opinions, like when you search things on Google, that's why you had alternative web sources like DuckDuckGo that came up because Google would essentially suppress any like opposition viewpoints and thought points and put all the lefty viewpoints at the top, right? We know we've had that talk that Google's been doing that for years. Same thing with YouTube, like YouTube shadow banning videos. Like I believe some of our videos were shadow banned.
Yeah.
Like our video had like the click rate was like above 10%, but yet it only got pushed to like 200 people, and I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah.
So I'm like, I think we're being shadow banned. I almost guarantee you that we suffered some of the shadow banning. But then I'm like, you're doing a deal with the Israeli government as a leftist company. I thought the lefties were, you know, anti-Israel. I'm a little confused by that.
I've been saying this. They're pro whoever's gonna give them money. You know, it was like a $45 million deal. So obviously they're a business at the end of the day. It's a company, so they're trying to grow their margins and get more profit. So and if they can do that, whoever's gonna give them money, which is just interesting. Like you don't see a country, any country like striking a deal with like a company. It's like you see
It's
like
weird.
people like you see streamers, they get YouTube deals or like what does that include? Can you break it down a little bit, or you
So
did?
this is like more other than Project Nimbus. So I just pull it up. So, um, the relationship primarily involves advertising and public relation campaigns.
Propaganda.
The Hashabara campaigns, I think something like that. Content moderation and censorship allegations, and obviously the existing cloud contract. So,
Mm.
Israeli government advertising on YouTube. Israel has spent substantial amounts of money on advertising campaigns managed through Google's platforms, including YouTube, to promote its government narratives. Sometimes, often referred to as Hashabara. I think it's how you say it. I don't know, maybe Hasbara,
Hasbara.
whatever. I don't know if I'm saying it right. A term for public diplomacy, or critically propaganda. It's so weird to me. Like, why would Google do that? I'm not. It's just weird because I'm like, I thought the lefties were so pro Palestine. I don't get it. And then like, I don't know, dude. This is
But
not sitting
but
well
look
with
back
me.
at the Biden administration. They were pro-Israel. It's just y'all. We can go down a rabbit hole if we want. I don't know if we want to go talk about this right now, but
Yeah,
it's very obvious. Like
it's just not.
the relationship between America and Israel. That's obvious. That's a fact. But the Biden administration was pro-Israel, so it's like I'm not surprised by Google doing it. It's it comes down to money. In this country, a lot of stuff just comes down to the green,
Yeah.
and
Well,
it's what it's and it makes sense, that because they've been getting a lot of hate recently. So like, okay, we can push our stuff on YouTube. We give them money to influence them to take down, critical, people that are criticizing them, and they can push their own propaganda on
yeah.
YouTube.
Well, apparently, like people have like I guess YouTube has already faced some backlash because
But
they're saying that they're
yeah,
being biased toward the Israeli government, and then of course they're like, well, now they're censoring, or they're flagging, or they're demonetizing, any pro-Palestine content that's like they're deeming it as violent and things like that.
yeah.
So I'm like, it's just weird, man. Because I'm
Like, is
like,
it free speech? Because they come out with this stuff that they're gonna bring all these people that were banned, and they're gonna be easier on their free speech. But then they do this deal, which I feel like if you're criticizing Israel, they're gonna strike you
yeah.
down.
So then it's just
So
like
it's not free
weird.
speech.
Yeah, yeah, because it's just weird. Like you see this like thing that I like my head's spinning because I'm like, okay, this is so confusing, right? I thought Google was a lefty company, right? I thought the lefties were anti-Israel, especially they're pro-Palestine. Okay, well they're doing a deal with Israel. Okay, isn't that a little weird? And then I'm like, okay, we're free speech. Okay, we're gonna allow everybody back on the platform. But then you got guys like Nick Fuentes who are on the right, but then they're anti-Israel. Same thing, Alex Jones. So I'm like, this is so
Yeah, and
confusing.
I think you just got to get past the left and right on
Yeah.
the Israel problem.
Yeah, which is
It's
yeah.
really just what are they gaining from it? What can
Exactly,
they
yeah.
gain from this transaction? It's because the left and I feel like it's just all like, yeah, ideas and ideas. Like what ideas, what side, supports your ideas, but also it's like, having morals. Like whenever the money starts talking, that's really like when it comes into play. Like, are you gonna throw all your ideas and morals out the window when you get this money, or
I
you
think
get
some
something in
people will.
return? Yeah,
Some people definitely
it's
will.
it's the evil and the good.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying somebody's evil or not good. I'm just saying that's what it comes down to.
It's just weird, man. That's all I can say.
It's
It
weird.
doesn't sit right with me. It just doesn't, because I'm like, we've heard this whole narrative for the last 2 years
Mhm.
from, essentially the way you hear it from the last 2 years from the left is Israel's bad. They're bombing Gaza. Children are suffering. They're displacing all these people. They're trying to ethnically cleanse. Blah 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 blah. And then Google is a highly lefty organization
But
who's biased,
yeah,
who's shown to be biased.
we forgot to do this. We should have looked up like the who owns Google or like the who's running it, who's making
Oh
that
yeah,
decision.
yeah,
If
yeah,
we look
yeah.
at who's making that decision, then it might make a little more sense.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. But it's just weird though. It's like it makes your head spin a little bit. It's like
It
this
does,
doesn't make
yeah.
any sense, because I'm
Mhm.
like, okay, Google's been known to be biased towards lefty ideas,
Yep.
and one of the main biggest lefty ideas we've seen for the last 2 years is pro-Palestine, anti-Israel.
Yeah.
So it's like they're biased on everything else, but all of a sudden when it comes to this,
Sorry.
they're not very good.
Yeah.
They're not as biased. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
but
just
I'm
weird.
not. But then we saw that with with Zuckerberg. It's all these tech companies once because he was bowing down and getting on his knees for the Biden administration too. And then once Trump come, automatically we get based Zuckerberg. They're all just like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
easily foldable,
Yeah,
spineless people.
yeah,
Like once
exactly. It's
something comes,
wherever this is at,
exactly.
wherever the money's at, that's where they're gonna be. Which,
And wherever the culture is shifting, that's where they're gonna be because they don't want to be. They want to keep their
oh yeah,
engagement. They want to keep
exactly.
their
And really,
product.
you've seen that woke is not the cool thing anymore.
Mhm.
If you've noticed in the social paradigm and the cultural sphere, it's no longer as cool to be woke anymore. I mean, being woke now is kind of seen as being a loser. And I'll show you an example of that right now. I mean, ever since the awful assassination of Charlie Kirk, we've noticed that we got Destiny over here trying to be the lefty side of Charlie Kirk, the woke side, and he's getting freaking doo-dooed on for it. And it's because being woke is not cool, dude. It's just what it is. Being conservative is now the rebellious thing to do. So
Yeah.
here's Destiny trying to go to a college campus full of Charlie Kirk, but with wokey values, and
Should we
it's just
play?
how.
I don't know if it says the words or if you can hear the words.
Oh, like we get
Yeah, if like because I know they censor the captions, but I don't know if they censor
the words.
them actually saying it.
So should I just play it on
Yeah,
mute?
or yeah, you can see the captions.
So
Sorry
yeah,
guys, we're not trying to get our stuff straight.
yeah, yeah, definitely. Tell us how many kids you've,
At
Destiny, yeah.
yeah.
How many
I'm
miles?
not-
How many miles?
I
Of,
was-
how you sucked? Nah.
and your mic's not on. You use your imagination.
Yeah, you could easily. Yeah, they're freaking.
Yeah,
They're
they're just
trashing him
yeah,
right
they're
now.
just trolling them and
But it's because woke is no longer the cool thing anymore. It's seen as seen as being a loser now. Like it's being conservative is now rebellious. We'll talk about that in a second. Yeah, being conservative is now the rebellious thing to do. It's the cool. That's the new cool thing to do, is be conservative. Essentially,
Mhm.
it's the new hipster thing, I guess you could say.
It's trendy now,
Yeah, exactly.
which it's cool because I mean we saw with the aftermath of Charlie Kirk's assassination, like the TPUSA, you know, people registering to join it has just skyrocketed.
Oh
You see
yeah, we have a
chapters
clip.
pop up left and right all over the nation.
Here's-
Even around our local area, we're seeing new chapters opened up. Yeah,
Yeah,
let's watch
here's this
clip.
clip about state of Oklahoma. Oh, am I the one? Yep.
Turning point. They want their young people to be engaged in a process that understands
I might have to refresh
free
this page and
speech.
restart it. So we
We're
get-
resetting it. You can see the full clip.
Every Oklahoma high school will have a Turning Point USA chapter. We have seen the outpouring from parents, teachers, and students that want to be engaged in the meaningful work going on at Turning Point. They want their young people to be engaged in a process that understands free speech, open engagement, dialogue about American greatness, a dialogue around American values. We're so excited to partner with Turning Point USA with this initiative. For far too long, we have seen radical leftists with the teachers union dominate classrooms and push woke indoctrination on our kids. They fight parents' rights, they push parents out of the classroom, and they lie to our kids about American history. What we're going to continue to do is make sure that our kids understand American greatness, engage in civic dialogue, and have that open discussion. We will continue to do all that we can to make sure Oklahoma students have the best education possible. I'm excited to announce.
So I'm
That's
like,
good news.
yeah, it's great news. And then here's the thing that like I kind of just a thought that just popped in my mind as we were watching that clip.
Yeah, I got one too.
Is okay, which is great, right? This is awesome, right? I think the turning point chapters have like skyrocketed. I think over double. I think Turning Point USA as an organization, the amount of chapters has doubled and some, maybe even tripled.
Yeah, it's
insane, absolutely incredible and awesome what we're seeing happen with Turning Point USA and how many chapters are being spawned out of all the events that have happened. But then I'm like, okay, so this is happening. I think Google sees this, right?
Okay.
So they're trying to be more free speech, right? But then I'm just like, okay, the culture has shifted a little bit politically and culturally to being more based now. But what happens whenever? Because right now Trump's in office, the Republicans have the majority in the Senate and the House of Representatives. What happens whenever they're not the majority? Whenever they lose the House and they lose the Senate, or maybe they lose the presidency. What happens then? Are we going to go back to what we were a couple of years back and everything's going to be censored again? Is it going to be whoever the party is in power, that's the speech that's going to prevail? That's what I don't want.
Yeah.
It needs to each speech needs to be prevailed. I'm not for, oh yeah, we need to censor the left. No, I don't know. We don't need to censor the left. You have lefties talking points. I may think your talking points are stupid, but you should still be allowed to have them. You should not be censored unless you're going to be like, oh yeah, you deserve to be shot. Unless you're inciting violence or going to dox people, then yeah, you don't deserve to be on the platform, left or right. If you're going to be inciting violence and doxing people and threatening people's livelihoods, then no, you should not be allowed on the internet.
Yeah, I agree. It is it's hard. It's scary, but it kind of goes into my thought. It's like, okay, so like Turning Point, it's good that they're in schools, but it's more of a conservative. It's the right, party. Should they be allowed? Should say left organizations similar to Turning Point, should they be allowed into schools too? So if it's about free speech and equal, should those I don't know if there's one even around, but say there was like an equal to Turning Point on the left. Should those be allowed in the schools?
Are you saying like the Young Turks
Mm-hmm.
type deal, or maybe like a a LGBTQ like safe area, like a club or something? Like, are you saying like that? Should that be allowed in schools?
Yeah, not like to the extreme of like a LGBT, because that's a whole nother. That's like, but like in the political sphere, because that's what Turning Point.
Yeah.
It's a political
Yeah.
organization. Should the equal to the left be?
Yes.
Yeah.
But here's the thing though. Here's comes my other issue, and I'm trying my best to not put myself in the my team versus your team mentality. I'm trying to see it from outside of this viewpoint. But I don't know, Trey. Maybe you can kind of help me shed light into this and help me see a different way. But the way I see it, is I'm trying not to be like it's always the left. I'm trying not to be that way. But then I'm like, these college campuses, they hate Turning Point so much.
Yeah.
I mean, just look at Charlie Kirk is no longer with us because of that.
Mm-hmm.
They hate it so much, but yet when it's someone that's on their side, they don't give a crap. Like here's the thing, or teachers that are like, we should not be teaching God in schools. We should not be teaching about Jesus Christ, but they got this freaking ginormous pride flag behind them.
Yeah.
You see what I'm talking about? You see what I'm trying to, the point I'm trying to make?
Mm-hmm. No, it's fair.
Am I tripping?
No, it's fair. But we've seen it. He even mentioned the governor of like the teachers union pushing these woke ideas.
Yeah.
So it's already unbalanced in that way.
Yeah, exactly.
So maybe adding the chapters balances a little more, because obviously there's a bias in education.
Yeah.
To one certain side.
That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
There's been such a big bias that it's like people will complain that you're teaching kids about Christian nationalism, but yet you want to complain about that, but yet you want to have drag queen story hour.
Yeah.
Like what?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Like,
That's fair.
yeah.
They're the ones pushing. Like we were talking about the word bigot and fascism being thrown around by people who don't even understand the definition.
No, they don't. We literally looked at the definition of bigot. The definition of bigot, you can look it up for yourself.
I'll pull it up.
I mean, I'm just going to paraphrase the definition of bigot, right? The definition of bigot is someone that's a bigot. Oh, just kidding. Sorry, that's the lefty
You're
definition
big.
there.
Yeah. If you
Using
disagree with what I think,
yeah. And you cannot use the word in the definition. I don't know if you learned that in school, but you're not allowed to use the word in the definition. So the definition of bigot is somebody who essentially is you're intolerant to somebody else's opinion. That's literally like you want to put the definition of bigot in its simplest form. That's what it is. You are intolerable or you are intolerant towards somebody else's opinion. That sounds very similar to somebody.
Yep.
It's a group of people that, and I think Atreyo has the definition now that he can actually read it verbatim.
it's you hit it spot on. A bigot is a person who is abstinently or intolerantly devoted to their own opinions and prejudices, especially one who regards or treats members of a group with hatred and intolerance.
Was Charlie Kirk that way?
Yep. Nope.
I don't think so. I think he invited people that he disagreed with to talk with him.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't sound like a bigot to me. But then they shot him to shut him up. That sounds, yeah.
The guy who promoted having debates and free speech and he wanted conversation to keep going.
Exactly.
But he was the bigot. He was the fascist.
Interesting.
Make it make sense, guys. Come on.
Interesting,
Just
right?
yeah, it's
Or Google censoring other opinions.
Yep.
Being biased or censoring other. This is what I'm talking about, man.
and
Or
it's
like
hard.
in the schools
yeah.
too, like we're talking about the imbalance, and we've like, okay, we don't want turning point chapter, church separation of church and state. Like when you guys watch the video after the stream today, when you guys watch when we interviewed Charlie Kirk protesters, right? They're like, I don't think church should be in politics, but yet they believe that this freaking crazy leftist ideology should be taught in schools. Like,
Yeah.
it's hypocritical.
And our pastor even said like the separation of church and state it's not even constitutional.
No,
it's
not.
It
It's a
was
made up term.
Yeah, it was a made up term later on, but we'll go down that later. But it's just so crazy. It's they're the true bigots.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. We want to talk about we're the party of tolerance, but if you,
Yeah.
it's like, it's only a party of tolerance if you're with us. The moment you're against us, and even then, they eat each other alive. I've been seeing this whole thing. So we talked about Destiny, right? And he's not the only huge political streamer on the left. You got guys like Hassan. They don't like each other.
Yeah.
Hassan and Destiny don't like each other.
And they're on this.
And they're on the same side.
Yeah. It's hard not to be like, because we always are preaching and talking about get out the my team versus your team, but it's hard when it's the one side that's doing a lot of the
Yeah, exactly.
of the censoring and just.
We talked about political diversity. You showed me that
Yeah.
chart. Political diversity. There's actually, I feel like there's more political diversity on the right than there is on the left.
Yeah.
But I just feel like the left has secluded themselves so far into the little echo chamber that the right seems more diverse because now you're including people on the right and people that are centrists.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like centrists and people on the right have kind of come together a little bit.
Yeah.
They may not agree on everything, which is fine because we're not supposed to live in an echo chamber. That's fine.
Yeah.
They can agree to disagree, right?
Yeah.
But they can at least agree on enough things to be like, yeah, they're kind of crazy
Yeah.
on that side.
Now there is parts of the right, but there, in every group, there you're gonna have your dogmatic and
You're going to have your Nick Fuenteses of
yeah,
every
because
group.
we both listened to. He was on the Patrick Bet David show.
Yeah.
And he was talking about how like he was censored by the right a lot of when he was coming up in his
by his own
political
side.
career. He was on the right, or he still is, but a lot of like the conservatives that he thought were his friends and agreed upon, they canceled him of stuff he was saying. So it's on both sides. It's just whether you're dogmatic about it, whether you're you just don't want to hear other people's opinions, and I think we all fall into that as people like.
Yeah.
And that's what we're trying to fight against is what Charlie Kirk was for is, encouraging conversation and, talking this stuff out, not just canceling and censoring just because it offends you or you don't agree with what they're saying.
Yeah, exactly.
And, and what we saw going into the Jimmy Kimmel stuff, that's kind of already come and go, but he was getting the Trump administration was getting a lot of flack, and I think it was rightly deserved because that the government they're kind of they did what the Biden administration did, kind of
Yeah.
pressuring the I don't know what company it was. I think it was like
ABC.
FCC or something, ABC.
Yeah, ABC. Yeah.
They were pressuring him of the comment he made. He's back on it. It was like 2 days.
It's just
but
like, to me, like, I feel like, you reap what you sow, and I feel like that's kind of the left reaping what they sowed, because
yeah.
whenever somebody in the right, they're like, get them off, get them off. Like, people get fired, people lose their jobs, right?
Mhm.
So it's like, you open that Pandora box, and it's just like, well, how do we close it? Is there a way of closing that Pandora box?
But I don't think you fight negativity with negativity.
Yeah,
you
of
don't.
course.
That's not the answer to it,
not the
because it's
answer
going to
to
be
it.
used on us again.
But then I'm
whenever,
like, but that's like my question though. I'm like, well, we opened it already. Like, how are we gonna close it now? How do we close that Pandora box? I just feel like
don't open it again.
as much as we want to close that, I just don't feel like it's gonna be able to be closed anymore.
I just don't think by opening up another one.
Yeah,
For sure not.
For sure,
That's not the
yeah.
answer of doing the same thing that led us to opening up that box.
Yeah.
Or led the left to opening up that box. We just can't follow.
But then that goes back to the point I said earlier: is like, is it really free speech, or is it just whoever's in power?
Exactly. Yeah.
Whoever's in power, is that the speech that will prevail essentially?
Yep. That's that I'm afraid of, because it's happening.
Yeah,
You know?
it's happening right before our eyes. It's happening right now.
now.
It's happening right now with YouTube's gonna walk it back, but even then, they're not walking it back enough. I don't think that I don't know how much to really trust or believe that the freedom of expression. Like, I just freedom of expression. Essentially, what it is, it's freedom of expression of the people we like.
And
It's freedom of expression. If we don't like you, then your freedom of expression is not gonna happen.
Yeah. That's unfortunate, because all these companies, they're ran by people, and people have ideas, people have their beliefs, and wherever they lean more to, that's where they're gonna lead their company to. Unfortunately, I wish, like, in a perfect world, people can be unbiased and be like, even though I don't agree with it, we're gonna let them on. But I don't think that's just how people operate.
No. And I feel like it all started with I feel like people caught on to it. People caught on to. I think Trump really kind of started shedding, was the one that shed the light to it when he started using the fake news term, because there was a lot of bullcrap. And like, people started waking up and realizing that the legacy media was full of crap, and that's why their ratings are so low, and that's why they hate people like, that's why they hate formats like this. They hate podcasts. They want podcast platform, because it's taking their ratings away, because people know that they're full of crap and how biased they are. So that's why they don't like that's why they call 2024 the podcast election, because it was won by people's influences people were influenced by shows like this, not by MSDNC or CNN.
Yeah. I think like having somebody like a president or a leader, that's because I do you believe that Trump has a big part of like how divided the country is? Do you think he has a big part of it? Because he's a very divisive person. His personality.
Feel like it started before him. I feel like it was started by Obama.
You think so? Okay.
I feel like Obama. They thought Obama was going to unite the country. I feel like a lot of the division. I feel like it was pioneered by Obama, and then it was just blown, and then it just kind of like was like it skyrocketed whenever Trump became president or started running for president. Because I feel like Obama was like, like he divided everybody, because obviously the race baiting and things. I think it started a lot of like the race baiting stuff, and whenever he said we're gonna fundamentally change America, like. Okay, what do you mean by fundamentally change America? Like, do you think America's the foundations of America were not good enough? Like, that's what made us the greatest country ever. And I feel like he started doing a lot of things that were kind of not policies that ended up bringing division, like the whole gay marriage thing that was brought by the Supreme Court. That happened under his.
That was very divisive. I remember.
That was a very divisive decision that was made. And then obviously the whole police brutality, like the whole Black Lives Matter movement, started whenever he was president. That was also a very divisive thing. And obviously it kept going into, George Floyd and all that. But all that started when Obama was in office.
Yeah.
And Obama was, our first black president. I figure I
Mhm.
thought I thought that the black community would be would be in the best shape that it's ever been
Yeah.
after having a black president. But now that we've looked at the statistics, we look at
Mhm.
Chicago, places like Chicago, it's a freaking war zone.
Yeah. But I don't think Trump has helped it at any like
No,
bringing it together.
no,
Because I wasn't in when Obama was president. I was
yeah,
not into politics at all. I was like, that's our president, cool.
yeah.
That's all I knew. So, but what I'm seeing now is like he's definitely not helping bridge the
Well,
divide.
one of the divides that happened with Obama, and a lot of people don't know about this, and it kind of came out to be true. You can look it up. Is that whenever Obama was in office, they ordered the IRS to audit specifically conservatives.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like that's pretty divisive.
Yeah,
You're
it is.
alienating one side of the
Yeah.
country. That's pretty divisive to me,
Mhm.
if you ask me. And then you want to talk about, okay, well, Trump was divisive. What about Biden?
Yeah.
What about Joe Biden? Do we
Yeah.
forget Joe Biden
Mhm.
was president for 4 years, even though he was god awful? He was also one of the most divisive presidents. Dark MAGA,
Yeah.
ultra MAGA.
Mhm. Yeah.
That was one of the most divisive. He did a
Mhm.
speech in front of the Independence Hall, literally just talking trash about one side of the country.
Yeah. Yeah. My whole point was asking that question is I think bringing in a president or somebody coming that's that tries to be like not as divisive and like not painting the enemy as each other. It's like just trying
Yeah.
to unite us as one, like trying to find the middle ground that we all can. That's what we need in this
Well,
country. And I don't know if that's even possible
how do we
now.
unite? I feel like part of the unification is calling out the radicals on both sides.
Yeah, yeah.
And it needs to happen from both sides. If you got
Mhm.
lefties, if you got radical retards on your side, you need to call them out and tell them that they're stupid. And he said, "Yeah, these people are not us. They're dumb." People on the right, same thing. Yeah, these are our retards from our side. They're not a part of us. Don't listen to them. I feel like that's one step
Yeah.
forward of being united is calling out your radical dummies on each side and say not to listen to them.
Mhm.
So whenever you have a lefty committing something stupid, be like, yeah, he's not part of our cause. Get out of
Yeah.
here. Same
Yeah.
thing on the right. He's not part of our cause. Get out of here.
But is that leaning into like cancellation and censorship?
I
Because
wouldn't
I feel
say
like debating is
I
a
wouldn't say cancellation and censorship, but I would say yes, debating. Like you combat their speech. I mean, you'd be like, yeah, this guy's an idiot. Like you just call
yeah,
it what it is.
yeah,
He's an idiot. He's an idiot.
yeah,
Don't listen to him. He's an idiot.
yeah. I think that's really the answer. It's just talking, but like people don't want to talk. Like whenever you try to go, and I'm talking about the left again. Is whenever you go try to talk to their protesters or whatever, they don't want to they don't want to present their points and back it
No.
up why they believe it and why it's a good idea.
And we talked about this earlier. Why is it that, like, I feel like the left talking points, I can really never hear what their policies are.
Mhm.
All I hear from them is anti-Trump. Trump's bad. Trump's bad.
Yeah.
Bad Trump. Bad Trump. Bad Trump. Trump Hitler. Trump Hitler.
Yeah.
Trump fascist. Trump fascist. I never hear, like, okay, what part of your policy? How can you convince me with your policies to join your side? How would you convince me? The way that they would convince me would be just talking bad about Trump. That'd be the only way of convincing. You need to join us because Trump this. You need to join us because Trump that. You need to join us because Trump this and this and this and this. You need to join us
Mhm.
because Trump is Hitler.
Yeah, I think that's why a lot of the the Gen Z is being more conservative because we're hearing a lot of more of the conservative talking points or the talking points, but also the why, like backing up why why they're good ideas, but all you're seeing from the left is just attacks,
Yeah, it's bad.
murders,
Yeah.
attacks,
Bad Trump. Bad Trump. Fascist. Fascist.
and we
Fascist. Racist. Racist.
and we're seeing that mentality segue into our next thing with the whole Tylenol stuff. We're seeing anything that Trump does,
Is bad.
they're gonna counter it and go back.
Look, man, if Trump came out tomorrow and he said, yeah, guys, we found out the cure to cancer. We found out what's causing cancer. And then liberals would probably be like, well, how do we get cancer? Because I'm going to get it now.
Mhm.
Like, literally.
I love cancer.
I just feel like, oh, yeah, the cure for cancer is bad. The cure for cancer is racist because
Yeah.
Trump did it. This is the stupidest thing,
Let
bro.
the people die how they want. Let them.
So, oh my
Yeah,
God,
it's-
dude. Like,
Show
it's
some
so
of the memes, bro.
stupid, man. Like, how, like, oh my Lord, bro. I'm like,
Just
brains?
if you're thinking that way, if that's your mentality, like anything Trump does, you
I got a solution for you. Get off the internet.
yeah, okay. I like that.
That's my solution for you right
Mhm.
there. Yeah.
Mm,
Don't drink your piss, liberals. How do I drink it? Let me hold on. Let me.
yeah.
I love urine. Urine's bad for you. Who said that? Trump? Oh, I love urine now. Oh my God, man, it's ridiculous. I know people are like, what a distraction from the Epstein. Okay, yes, I'm still waiting for them too. All right,
Mhm.
but guess what? I'm a supporter of ideas, not people. Okay, I'm not brain rotted by my ideology. A lot of Trump's stuff that he does, I'm like, good. Those are good things. Okay. Do I agree with everything that he says? No, but guess what? Because I have a brain, I can think for myself.
Yeah, we
He,
still need those. We still need that list.
yeah,
I don't think we'll ever get it, but
yeah, and then here's some more. Tylenol is bad, very, very bad. Liberals. Oh, here's this clip here.
28 weeks pregnant. You know what I'm going to take?
oh,
Do you even
why?
need it? Do you even need it? You retard.
She obviously hates Trump more than she loves her baby. That's what I'm seeing right there. She hates Trump more than she loves her baby.
This is insane, man.
That is so crazy.
Freaking insane. Look. Oh my God.
Acetaminophen. It's going to work like a charm, and my baby won't have autism.
How do you know that though? How do you
know that? Why do we have this influx of autism going
I,
on
s-
right
I
now?
saw this funny post.
Well-
It was a 5D chess move from Trump. He knows that they're going to do the opposite of what he says. So he's trying to get rid of the liberal babies.
Yeah.
Trying to get rid of the liberals.
Oh
I thought it was just a funny meme.
Oh my God, that's funny. But I'm like, dude, here we talked about it on the show several weeks ago. I don't know when, but we mentioned it before. There has been an absolute rise in autism. Oh, we got a chatter. You got a chatter. Look at this. Oh, welcome Malachi. Malichi
channel.
Welcome Malichi's channel. Welcome
He's
to
face palming. That's crazy.
FaceTime. Yes. Welcome to the chat, my guy. Yes, dude. It's
Malachi.
literally like I don't understand. Like I don't get it. Like if Trump were to if they were to find the cure for cancer under the Trump administration, people would be like, "Can I get inside a microwave? Can you microwave me a couple times?
Mhm.
Get that radiation in there?" Like, bro, oh my God. And like I said, it was several shows back, there has been a concerning rise in how many kids are on the spectrum. Something is happening.
Yeah.
Something is in the air. Something is in our food. Something's in the water. I don't know what it is, but we got to figure it out.
Yeah.
They've kind of found some correlation between Tylenol, apparently.
Yeah.
And then
vaccines as well. I think a lot has to do with vaccines as well.
Yep, there's that too. And then I think there was oh yeah, this other bombshell right here, right? People try to say that this was not a real we don't this is from Tylenol. I think this is an actual verified account. We need to make sure.
I hope so.
Yeah, it looks like
Looks like it.
Yep.
They don't pay for the check mark, but
Yeah, don't pay for the check mark.
Why
but
would
it
you
looks
need
like
to?
This is Tylenol. So saying yeah, we actually don't recommend using any of our products while pregnant. Thank you for taking time to voice your concerns today. March 7th of 2017.
Oh, that was in 2017. Dang.
Yeah, that's what's scary about that, right? They said that in 2017. So why is it that it seems like doctors like I've heard this is the painkiller that is recommended when you're pregnant. No other painkillers recommend. This is the one that you're supposed to take when you're pregnant. It's Tylenol.
It is. Yeah, I remember hearing. Yeah. Yeah.
Really?
That's so crazy.
Yeah, I
Wait.
don't know about that one.
Yeah. I mean, thank God my baby's healthy. You know, I plead the blood of Jesus over her every day and
Yeah.
everything. Like, so, yeah. But it's crazy. That's wild. I just think it's the whole like our whole health, industry or whatever you want to call it. It's just it's so corrupt by money. Like with the vaccines, like a lot of doctors and a lot of doctors' offices, they get incentives to push vaccines, and they'll get kickbacks on it.
Mhm.
Like recently, I went to get my daughter had an appointment, and they were trying to give her like 4 shots. And what we're doing, we're giving our shots, but we're doing delayed because I think there's too much chemicals. There's aluminum and all this other crazy stuff in the vaccines that like I
Why
feel like it's
why do
just
we need
too much.
aluminum in a vaccine for? Why
I
do we
don't
need metal?
I don't know. And I think like when you're seeing vaccine injuries or could be causing autism is all like you're pushing all these chemicals into your baby at once when their immune system's still growing. They're still little children. Like I feel like that's harming. So they were trying to push 4. I was like, no. I fought back. I was like, we're only going to do 2 today. We're only doing 2. But the reason they gave me of why I should do 4 is not even like a health reason, or
What did they say? What was the reasoning?
because every time she comes here, she's gonna associate coming to the doctors and getting shots, and she's just gonna start crying, and you don't want to have to deal with that. It's like that's my kid. I'll deal with it. I can talk with her. We'll work something out. But I'd rather her because I don't even buy that because I hated shots when I was growing up, and every time I'd go, I was paranoid of getting shots, and my parents, they followed the doctors, whatever they said. So it was just a bullcrap reason of why she should get 4 today. I was like, yeah, we're not doing that. So, but as a Christian, I'll pray over her, before and after, and
Yeah.
pray that whatever's entered into her body, it's not gonna affect her. It's
Yeah.
I forgot the verse, but it's that when a snake bites you, the venom's not gonna hurt you, or whatever. I don't know. I'm just
Yeah.
I just pray as a Christian. I believe God is gonna protect her, and that's the strongest thing I recommend doing. And doing your research on the vaccines. We got this book. It's about this I forgot. He's a family doctor, and he created this whole plan of like a safe schedule of like these of the vaccine, like a vaccine schedule. But he also lists like what's in them and what are some side effects of it, and that's kind of what I'm following right now. So yeah.
That's good.
Definitely not following the CDC's recommendation because there's like 50 of them on there, and
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that's that's a Tylenol. That's Tylenol stuff, and
It's very sus, man.
it's
incredibly
crazy
sus.
out here, man.
Especially that post again. I'll show you again for those of you who think we're not lying. We recommend we do not actually. Oh I cannot read. Oh my god. We actually don't recommend using any of our products while pregnant. Thank you for taking the time to voice your concerns today.
Heck yeah, from Tylenol themselves.
But yeah, doctors are still recommending it. Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? It's pretty odd.
It's all about the money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Shall we get to our video, or what do you wanna?
Yeah.
Talk about everything.
Yeah, I think we hit everything that we hit today. So we're gonna move on to our react portion of today. Which Trey, you got that video that?
Oh
we're
yeah,
gonna-
I forgot to send
Just gonna
that
send it to me
you.
right now. So yeah, I like doing this live stream, man. I
Yeah,
like
it's
it.
fun. Comment, or if you're in the chat,
If you're in the chat, give us.
hit that like button.
Yeah, hit
first
that
of
like
all,
button first of
please.
all. If you're watching, if you're not subbed, you need to sub. If you are newly subbed from our Charlie Kirk video, welcome to
Thank
the
you so much,
stream.
guys.
Thank you for
Yeah.
the sub. Thank you for the likes. Very positive video, actually, like positive reaction. I was expecting these comments. I woke up one morning, dude, and I saw how many comments we had. And I was like, oh god. I was like, here we go. I'm about to start having debating all these people.
I thought we were like it got botted or something because a lot of them are positive, and we
Yeah, I
never
was
get
surprised.
mainly positive comments. So
Yeah, I was not.
thank you, thank you guys. There was some very generous commenters.
Some funny ones.
Yeah, there's some funny ones. There's a couple negative ones, but they were bad takes anyways. Yeah, guys, thank you for joining. If you're in the chat, if you're watching it afterwards, you hit the like button, share it. It'll help us get into the algorithm and, grow our channel, and so we can keep making these videos for you.
Yes. All right, so I got the video. I think I got it pulled up. I'm going to go to my watch history here. All right. And then this will be our last thing for the stream today, guys. So we are going to react to this video, and then we'll clip this part of the stream, and we'll upload it as as our base reacts portion for the week.
Yeah.
All right. So the video that we're watching, actually, Atreo's the one that he's the one that showed up this video. Said we should react to it. So Atreo, tell us about this video that we're watching today.
Honestly, I don't know a whole lot about it. I heard it was a great watch. Techno-feudalism, the death of capitalism, and the destruction of ownership. I think it's a good topic because a lot of, like, the World Health, not the World Health, the the World Economic Forum, WEF. There was a speech a couple years ago, I think, that they were saying that, like, in the future you will own nothing and you will be happy. There's all this utopian talk about of, just, there's also the communism stuff of, like, owning nothing and giving it to the government. And there's also a concern with AI. When AI comes into the picture, them taking jobs, them taking over a lot of automation is going to come into a big part of this stuff. And we're seeing these or we live in a capitalist country, but these companies that are, they're overreaching with what they're doing. Like, you hear about BlackRock. I suggest y'all dig into the BlackRock rabbit hole of them. They own a lot of majority stake in huge companies, and they're just, these big companies are going to become like the kings of, like, the old time. But they're like, you got Jeff Bezos, these billionaires. They're gonna be the big players, I believe, moving forward in this dystopian future we might be headed towards with the rise of AI and a lot of tech stuff. So
Sorry, guys. I went to let my dogs in. I know you might have heard them bark a couple times during the stream. I was like, oh yeah, they're still outside, so I want to let them in. All right, so here we.
Let's get into it. I haven't seen nothing about it, so this is a fresh watch for both of us.
Yes, definitely, for sure.
So let's get into this.
Go.
Oh, where's the guy?
Both candidates have, in many cases, very similar views on making the U.S. even stronger.
BlackRock. I was just mentioning BlackRock CEO.
Ah.
I just mentioned this dude. Yep. Yeah.
But you deploy capital differently under President Trump than under President Harris.
On the margin, not
that much?
No, I think we over-conflate.
Okay.
That is the CEO of the single largest asset manager in the world, Larry Fink. You may know them as BlackRock, and he's telling you your presidential vote is meaningless. He's also partially correct. The spectrum of choice has become so limited that in national elections, you're almost always forced to select a candidate who will put capital, the rich, above all else.
Do you feel like both sides do it?
Yeah, I think so.
Regardless of whether Republican or Democrat, they sometimes always favor the rich no matter what.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I agree with that.
For us, it's often a race of who will hurt the working class less. This lack of choice in your life isn't just in our political systems, it's in our economic day-to-day. The working class is struggling just to survive. Debt delinquencies are at the highest point since the pandemic, grocery prices are soaring, rent rapidly rising, and home ownership diminishing. Further, the form in which we purchase has changed such that we rent more than we purchase. Your car payment, your phone plan, Netflix, Spotify.
Phone plan, right? So whenever I was discussing switching phones, I'm looking at phone plans. Well, I mean, do you really own your phone? Because then if you leave the company, then you owe the phone. So, like, are you just renting your phone, essentially?
Well, if you pay it off. I mean, I own my old iPhone, but that's if you pay it off or whatever deal you strike.
But you're renting it for X amount of years. You're under contract, and if you leave,
That depends on the contract.
Yeah, but most contracts, if you leave, you pay the price.
Yeah.
So do you really, really own your phone in the end? And then like music, right? We see the Spotify logo. There's me as a musician. I honestly talked about this. Um, you really even own physical media anymore.
Video games.
Video games is a big one, right? A lot of it's downloaded, and if the server goes down, the game's gone. So you don't own the video game
that
anymore.
money you paid for that fake code, it's gone.
Yeah, exactly. It's gone.
Your money's gone.
And how
and that game is gone.
And how expensive video games are. When the server goes away, what happens?
Yep.
It's a very big thing for us gamers.
Even the heated seats in the very vehicle you lease.
What?
That's insane.
You're
That's so
lying
crazy.
to me, bro. BMW offering heated seats on a monthly subscription. So essentially, the feature is in the car, but you are not allowed to use the feature unless you pay money. What
Sounds like it.
the hell?
So dystopian, dude.
These payments in isolation feel manageable, but linked together they form a chain that shackles you in place, tied to a situation where the rich slowly extract record wealth from you on a quarterly basis. The foundation in which this economic situation is emerging begs the question: have we entered an era beyond capitalism? To some economists and scholars, the answer is yes, and the implications here are terrifying. That capitalism is dead, and these guys killed it.
The Zuck. Jeff Bezos. That dude.
And rising from the grave is something far more nefarious. It's called techno-feudalism.
Check.
There we go.
There we go. My
We're
foot
back.
kicked my disconnected the interface. I'm sorry.
You know the phrase, you'll own nothing and be happy.
Yep.
Heard that
Yet,
reference.
its origins might surprise you. Published by Ida Aachen in a 2016 World Economic Forum essay, she highlights a potential emancipatory and equitable world where people's fundamental needs are met in lieu of a growing 21st century economy.
Isn't it weird how like feel like in big cities everyone's pushed, because we don't live in a big city, but you know that's why I love rural America, man, because I feel like rural America you actually own stuff. You own your stuff. You take ownership of where you live. But then I feel like they're trying to push everybody into the big city, but when they push everybody into the big city, apartments, right? Apartment complex. Everybody's got to be shoved into these small little complexes. Yeah, living on top of each other, and it's incredibly expensive to live in.
I don't think humans were built to live that way, first of all. I think we're built to live, in our little pockets, our communities, but not as big as how these cities are. Not with as much people, as much noise. I don't think it's just sustainable for like mental health and just overall.
I agree.
Yeah.
Focused on service rather than production and consumption. Despite the butchering of the phrase's meaning, the feeling of unease is understandable. There is something slightly ominous even in the phrase's structure, its form. The juxtaposition of nothingness, emptiness, a void, sentenced together with happiness. It's the uncanny valley of phrases. Yet, there's currently two visions in how that phrase can be interpreted. A positive approach where public commons ensure everyone's needs are met and people are free to pursue life without the fear of homelessness or starvation, while a darker interpretation can be seen as this techno-feudalism. Medieval feudalism was a simple system. Lords owned the land, serfs labored and developed it, while the lord took the majority share for himself. If the serfs didn't like this arrangement, they would starve or be excommunicated. While it sounds like an exaggeration, we're witnessing this today. So, what is techno-feudalism, and how is it different than capitalism? Techno-feudalism was coined by Yanis Varoufakis, detailed in his book, Techno-Feudalism: What Killed Capitalism. Varoufakis is an economist and former Greek finance minister. He makes a compelling argument that for the first time, capitalism regressed into an economic system where platforms, not markets, are organizing labor power.
Interesting.
But its organization of labor doesn't produce. It's raw extraction via rent. To understand his point, we need to make it clear capitalism broadly operates under a market of profit seeking from the exchange and creation of goods and services, fueled by wage labor. To Varoufakis, we're seeing executively controlled platforms replace markets. Think app stores, charging you 30% of all revenue. Me, make
So I didn't know this until recently. I didn't know that whenever you buy something from Apple from the App Store, there's something called an Apple tax. If you buy it from the App Store, which is convenient, right? You subscribe subscribe to something from the App Store. For example, ChatGPT, I think, was an example of that. If you subscribe to ChatGPT from your phone, it could be more expensive because there's something called an Apple tax. Apple needs some revenue. So if you're going to subscribe to it via the Apple App Store, you're going to be charged more money because Apple has to make its revenue. And in a way, they make it convenient, right? So it's like, okay, Amazon replacing all the markets. It's like, yes. So Amazon, let's say you have all these convenient little knickknacks or whatever, which Amazon is very convenient, right? You can just go on your phone, you can find anything you need from Amazon itself and be shipped to your house in a couple days. So what if this local store has the knickknacks, whatever you need, instead of driving over there, you're too lazy to drive, and it's like Amazon now becomes the market for everything. You need groceries? Amazon. You need decorations for your house? Amazon. You need tech? Amazon. You need, you want video games? Amazon. New phone? Amazon. Everything goes through, it's like Amazon is like the place you buy everything from. You can't go anywhere else but Amazon.
It's kind of scary.
Which leads to a monopoly.
It is. And it could lead into this techno-feudalism we're living in, because the owners, Jeff Bezos, they're going to be the new kings, the new rulers of this world. You know, we talk about
everybody has an iPhone.
Yeah.
Everybody has an iPhone. It's like they want everybody to use iPhone, nothing else. Everything you're going to use, any single communication device, has to be this one. It's the only communication device that there is.
We talk about cyberpunk all the time, but I think it's so true. Like in that world, the big companies are like fighting the wars. They're kind of over they have more power than the government.
Yeah.
And I hope we don't go down that route.
Yeah.
That route.
Same.
Making this video on YouTube for free with the potential for ad revenue, yet under the threat it can be demonetized at any point. The owners of these platforms aren't creating anything except the digital platform itself. Traditional markets rely on the production and exchange of goods and services. With modern platforms, instead of production and exchange, we have rent. Wealth extraction of the user base's labor and behavior, and it's executively controlled by these guys.
Question about work-life balance all the time from both ends of the spectrum. And my view is I don't even like the phrase work-life balance. I think it's misleading. I like the phrase work-life harmony.
Okay.
Today so you're always working. No, it's like, so how do a CEO saying that? It's like, I'm like, okay, maybe him as a CEO, he can have work-life balance because he's got all the money in the world. He can go and travel, do whatever he wants. But I'm like, what about regular, day-to-day, your average Joe working for Amazon? No, you're going to have, you buddy is work-life harmony. You're going to have to coincide. Your work and your life, they're going to coincide. Mine are not because, I don't have to. See what I'm saying there?
Yep. And I would say it's like, here he built the company up himself, and like he kind of already dedicated that part, but it's still like you gotta, I don't know, like treat. I've heard like bad stories of how Amazon treats their employees and like how harsh they are. It's like you gotta have some great, like, I don't know.
They're people, man.
Yeah,
you have humans working for you. People working for
psycho.
You. They're not robots, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
They're living human beings working for you.
Yeah. Like,
people don't understand. People don't sit back and think about that.
The top dogs
Google,
don't.
Meta,
no, they don't.
Amazon, Uber, Airbnb don't create goods and services. They rent you access to customers or content. Because of how powerful these platforms are, like a serf, many are forced to till the proverbial digital soil.
I think it makes sense now. It makes a lot more sense to me why they want you to rent, because when you're renting something, it's a forever inflow of money because they're never going to own it. They're always going to be giving you money. And the reason why they wouldn't want you to own anything and don't want you to own, because once you own something, it's yours and you don't pay for it anymore.
Bro, imagine if like Amazon or like these companies, they like got into buying like properties. So you're paying your rent to them. Say hypothetically, you're paying your rent to the Amazon owned apartment, and then you go work for them. You're basically like you're a slave to Amazon at that point.
Yeah.
That's
crazy, bro.
like that's why it's scary. Like with these big companies, if they like overstretch and start buying off property, or you hear Bill or was it Bill Gates buying property? I don't know. I might just be making that up, but it can go down if these billionaires and stuff, they get too much power, man.
Yeah, I definitely see where you're going with this. I mean, it definitely makes a lot of sense.
Of these platforms if they want to survive in a given industry. You want customers? You must sell your product on Amazon. You want your business to grow? Post on Instagram. And if you need employment, you let Uber contract and sell you potential riders. And this phenomenon is something we are now calling employment. No healthcare, no benefits, no time off, all under the banner of freedom, of self-entrepreneurship. But as anyone who drives Uber or DoorDash know, this is bullshit.
Do you know how much a passenger pays for each trip?
Company, they don't tell us, they try to hiding with that. Yes, they try to hiding everything.
So it seems the majority of my money is not going into my driver's pocket. And my driver has no knowledge of the exorbitant price I'm paying or how much of that the company is taking. And we're all just okay with that? The answer I got at the Denver International Airport from drivers and customers was a resounding no.
So I wonder how much money is Uber taking, right? Uber, you're driving people around, right?
And Ubers are so expensive.
Yeah, Ubers are incredibly expensive, right? Right. So, especially, I'm assuming, right, the longer the distance, the more money, right? Makes sense, right? The longer you drive, the longer your trip is, the more money it's going to cost you, okay? Makes sense, right? How much of that is actually going to the driver?
I believe a very small.
Very small, minuscule probably percentage, right? And how much is the company really taking? And my question is, how much does a company really need to take? Right? Because they don't have to, I don't think Uber needs to have a bunch of offices everywhere, right? No, because your employers are always out on the move. So they don't got to have an office space. They don't got to have a building. Maybe one building, right, for people running the software for Uber, right? They're running the servers, their database, right, for safety, right?
So
for
you're
now,
saying
you don't have
they don't have a
creeps.
lot of overhead right now.
Yeah. So I don't feel like they would need to take so much money because they're people that they're paying, right? The drivers, they're out on the move doing their job, right? And you probably have some guys in an office, like some tech guys that are running the software for Uber, making sure that the system is running correctly. Maybe they got a database for all the drivers for safety, right? To make sure that your driver's not some creep that's going to kidnap you and off you off somewhere. Things like that. That makes sense. But how much money do they really need to take, right? If they don't have a whole lot of oversight, if all their workers are out on the move doing their jobs.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yep, it does. And it really killed like public transportation or like even like taxis, because I feel like
you don't need to buy a car. You don't need to buy a car because we got Uber.
Yep.
You don't need to own a car.
And like I don't know how the taxi services worked or whatever, but I'm just gonna throw this out. It can be false or whatever. This is how I'm thinking of it. Like when the taxis were like owned by the state, or like I'm just thinking New York, when I feel like the taxis were owned by the state and like those fees, it would go to the drivers. Maybe they have a livable wage, but also like some of the fees that they're paying goes into the city. Goes back into the community. That money's being shuffled back into
roads or something.
Yeah. So, but I feel like this Uber is just going straight into whoever's owning its pockets.
Yeah, whoever's the company owner. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Dystopian.
This leads us to a new economic engine, the heart of techno-feudalism, cloud capital. It's not merely digital assets or wealth that lives in the quote-unquote cloud, but very physical entities such as data centers, fiber optic lines, the very infrastructure that allows for platforms to exist. While cloud capital sounds like a core asset seen in our traditional concept of capital, say a factory or materials, cloud capital is different in that it's only set up for extraction. It doesn't even contain the ability to produce. A good analogy is the following. For a textile factory, an owner needs to purchase cotton, machinery to weave it, employees for labor, and the factory itself. It then produces goods. In techno-feudalism, our quote-unquote tech lords may only need to build a data center, but they still need the makings of traditional capital, such as labor and material. And yet, once the data center is built, it parasitically leeches from communities, from power grids, and it harnesses political capital, granting tax breaks, striking deals with local governments to offset electricity costs on residents.
And I feel like, you know, it's crazy though. They're thinking about these tax rates, and right now they're talking about tax breaks, right? It doesn't make any sense to me, right? Again, I'm trying not to be in the my team versus your team mentality, but again, you know, one of the big talking points from the left, which I get it, right, is eat the rich, right? Mm-hmm. Eat the rich, tax the rich. But then you got all these lefty billionaires.
Yeah.
Do you think they don't know loopholes to get around to not pay taxes, tax breaks? They know the loopholes, bro. They're all in bed together, bro. They're all buddy. They're like, yeah, I got you, bro. I got you. Don't worry, I got that tax break for you. Don't worry. You don't got to worry about anything. You won't pay a cent. Yep. And then meanwhile, we're all retards. Eat the rich.
They're feeding off of you, too.
Yeah. Stop being dumb.
Mm-hmm.
Research.
Like that lady that wore the Eat the Rich dress to the Met Gala. You're like, what? The most elitist.
The most elitist like event ever. Okay.
Eat the rich. Right. Yeah. Start with yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
And pollutes and harms those very local communities. Yet, the only output of a data center is a platform that controls and extracts. Just like a feudal lord extracting rent from serfs and their fiefdom, controlling you, dictating your behaviors, your livelihood, all on top of an infrastructure you paid for. And this infrastructure relies on your data, logging your purchasing habits, your whereabouts, your personal relationships. And one way to deny them this data is with a VPN. Yet, not all VPNs are made equal. Some do log your data, compromise your privacy. That's where Surfshark VPN comes in. Surfshark has an explicit log-free policy.
Is Surfshark really good? I use ExpressVPN, but I don't know.
On top of upping your privacy, a good VPN can help you access region-locked parts of the internet, shows that are geographically locked on a streaming service,
and this. We're not paid by Surfshark.
No, we're not.
Giving them
making the internet a safer place. Better yet, you can try Epoch at additional months.
There we go.
So, how did we get here? To Varoufakis, the origin starts in the 2008 global financial crisis, and when the United States sought to save capitalism from itself.
CBS News Special Report, a presidential address to the nation.
Good evening. This is an extraordinary period for America's economy. Over the past few weeks, many Americans have felt anxiety about their finances and their future. We've seen triple-digit swings in the stock market. Major financial institutions have teetered on the edge of collapse, and some have failed.
In 2008, George Bush and America's Congress passed the Emergency Economic Stabilization Act of 2008, commonly known as the bank bailout, where financial institutions were given nearly $1 trillion in taxpayers' money to help save them from the disaster they caused.
Traders here working the phone
crazy.
Say a lot of their customers are freaked out, waiting to see how low the Dow will go.
The banks were failing. Investment plummeted. From the hyper-commodification of housing and deregulation of banks created a firestorm that collapsed under its own weight. In 1999, this guy passed legislation that would repeal the Glass-Steagall Act, a 1933 regulation that forced the separation of investment and commercial banking. Commercial banks were what we know as normal banks, where you would deposit your checks, help you store your money, etc. while investment banks or firms invest for long-term future growth. Keeping these entities separate meant the banks where you would deposit your paycheck couldn't invest, or more accurately, gamble with your money to potentially lose it.
Dang.
So then what do you... You know, this reminds me. You know, there's an episode in South Park where I think it's Butters, and he's like depositing his money, or it might be Butters, Kyle, or Stan, one of the three. They deposit their money. He's like, "Oh yeah, here I'm here to deposit some money," and the dude deposit is like, "Yep," and it's gone. Have you seen that clip?
I don't think so.
I have to show it to you, but it's like they're like essentially making fun of this. Makes it gamble with your money. You're like, oh yeah, here I got paid here's my $5,000 deposit for my work this month. Here you go. All right. Well, and then you come the next day. Yeah, I'm here to withdraw money. Oh yeah, here's your and it's gone. Yeah, your bank account's at zero, buddy. I just deposited yesterday. Yeah, well it's gone. We're dumb and we invested it and we lost it. So, yeah. Yeah, so what are you going to do about my money? Yeah, it's gone. I don't know what else to tell you. Yeah, so I just gave you the money. Yeah, that's crazy, isn't it? Yeah, well, it's gone.
That's so scummy, man. Like, what is going on?
This is why you see people buying gold more. They're starting to invest their money into gold and silver as precious metals because that's if all this were to collapse, we fall back on gold.
But I forgot what president was, but he took us off the gold standard. Like, it was like this certain amount of money is equal to this amount of gold, and it was like however much gold we have in is how much money we should have.
Do you feel like that was a mistake taking it off the gold? I think the gold standard's still good.
Yeah, I think so. Cause I haven't really done research. I just heard a podcast about it. So take this as it is. But I feel like once we got off the gold standard, they just started printing money because we didn't have to, say, I think it was with a different country. It was like, all right, we loaned you this much amount of money, but we want it in gold instead. And if we don't have the gold to back it up, it's like, we're just printing money, and then inflation starts going up. Where cost rises, so like we can't back up what we're loaning out or what we're borrowing. It's like, it's just not. It's not. It doesn't sound like good investment. Like,
no,
if you go to like a financial advisor, it's like running up your credit cards and you can't pay it back. You don't have the money.
Exactly.
That's kind of what in the situation we're in now.
Bad financial decisions.
You see where this is going. Throughout the 2000s, commercial banks were granting subprime mortgage loans for homes people could not afford, a practice that would have been illegal before 1999, and in 2008, it stopped American capitalism in its tracks.
So essentially the guy that was, because I've always heard Bill Clinton, we are in a surplus underneath Bill Clinton. So really, could you say like Bill Clinton in a way like planted the seed for this to happen? That's what it sounds like. Sounding like. Because every time I've heard about Bill Clinton is because obviously I was like probably like I'd just been born around Bill Clinton's presidency. So I'm like, okay, Bill Clinton, right, was the president, right? So I've heard from under him that we had a surplus under Bill Clinton. The economy was great. The economy was awesome. But then now hearing that this happened, he rolled back some regulations, and like I feel like he planted the seed for this to happen. Interesting.
Yeah,
okay.
Sounds like it.
The state of our economy calls for action, bold and swift, and we will act, not only to create new jobs, but to lay a new foundation for growth. We will build the roads and bridges, the electric grids and digital lines that feed our commerce and bind us together.
After the bailouts passed under Bush, Obama then passed the American Recovery and Reinvestment Act of 2009. The federal government took a Keynesian approach of public investment into various programs that would also benefit working or middle-class Americans. But under the surface, something else was happening. Bush's bailout bill allowed legacy industries and finance and other sectors to buy back stocks for record low prices, enriching executives in companies and centralizing control. While Obama's stimulus plan wasn't the same explicit bailout seen under Bush, there were stipulations to help normal people, but those were all side objectives with the ultimate plan of, quote, stimulating the economy, which is short for enriching the same rich people who got us here. His stimulus plan saw massive public investment in digital infrastructure such as fiber lines, granting this cloud capital to these corporations with American taxpayer money.
Just
Thus,
helping
the
out.
state facilitated what we now know.
All right, you got us in this mess. All right, we're gonna get you out. All right, now, oh, here's more money for you. Here you
the
go.
money, not helping anybody that was affected. Nobody.
Oh my God, bro, this is eye-opening.
It's scary, dog.
This is a good video. By the way, whoever's editing this video, bro, great job, man.
I'm locked in,
this
bro.
This is great. Man. This is very eye-opening. This is, man, it's like, all right, so retard rich guys got us here. All right, we're gonna bail out the rich retards, and then guess what? The rich retards, guess what? They're gonna get even more rich. Oh, would you look at that? Oh, but I lost my house. That sucks.
Sorry, pal. Go kick
as
rocks.
Big tech and the creation of this cloud capital. Yet, we've only scratched the surface of what techno-feudalism entails. The reality is, its project is much more vast, and the implications will be felt for decades to come.
Let's see.
Moving them on through the heart of LA.
There's a political angle to techno-feudalism we have yet to touch on. Despite the common myth of capitalism as a system inherently separate from the state, in realities, economies in the state have a long history of colluding together and making each other stronger. Yet, the United States, in 2025, stands alone as one of the largest examples among a historical few. I'll give you a hint where else we've seen this.
No.
Techno-feudalism might describe the economic arrangement, but a new descriptor of our political reality is popping up. In the same verbiage, techno-fascism has been coined. Like traditional fascism, a far-right, authoritarian, anti-democratic, and nationalist ideology that molds corporation and state under a unified umbrella, we're seeing this play out in a new lens with US tech corporations. That sounds far-fetched. Hear this. Palantir, OpenAI, and Meta executives.
We got.
Why am I hearing that name more and more?
Palantir.
Palantir.
We gotta do a deep dive on this.
Why am I hearing
Peter
that
Thiel,
name?
it's scary, dude.
I've been hearing that name a little too much lately.
I haven't done a whole lot, but I know it's scary and I know it's
I haven't
crazy.
heard much about it. I've been hearing that name, Palantir.
Guys, we're gonna talk about it. We'll do some research and maybe watch a video or something. But
yeah, for sure.
Were just sworn in as lieutenant colonels in the United States Army. You heard that right. Technology executives are now officers in the US military. Yes, that's a very real thing. This isn't just corporate cozying to the US state for the benefit of shareholders' value and profit, though. While someone like Mark Zuckerberg may never have an authentic, non-opportunistic thought in his life, and is happy to switch when things benefit him, in the case of Palantir...
All right, I'm gonna be a commie for this administration. Oh, no, I'm not a commie no more. I am all the way to the right. Interesting.
Spineless.
Wherever this is at, that's where he'll be.
People like Peter Thiel and Alex Karp have both expressed deeply nationalist and supremacist sentiments. The intention of reactionary ideological projects go even deeper with Peter Thiel. Here's a clip of him at a 2010 Libertarian conference.
The basic idea was that we could never win an election on getting certain things because we were in such a small minority. But maybe you could actually unilaterally change the world without having to constantly convince people and beg people and plead with people who are never going to agree with you through a technological means. And this is where I think technology is this incredible alternative to politics.
What Thiel means by replacing politics with technology is replacing democracy with technology, using it to overthrow the means of collective power, no more consensus, no more democratic coalition between groups. The goal being, the ones who control technology are the ones who control everything.
Dude, this is kind of coming full circle. Dude. This is what we were talking about at the beginning of the episode.
So, right? So that's why there's the race I feel like that's why we've started the AI race, and China kicked off the AI race with DeepSeek, and that's why we're at the race of who's gonna have the strongest AI.
Yeah, it's like
I think whoever has control over AI is
Yep.
gonna control everything.
It's like the race to create the first atomic bomb. It's the same thing.
Yep.
Who's gonna get it first, and
We
whoever
are
does
in a
it,
technology race now.
bro.
It's the new arms race.
It's full circle. Go back, watch the first half of the show, man. We're talking all about YouTube censorship and whoever controls technology control.
Prove my point, man. Prove my point.
Since Reagan, we have seen the myth of small government and privatization to consolidate state power. But the Trump administration has taken this to another level. Just this year, after the economy froze, we saw Trump full-throatedly admitting to using his tariff threats to enrich billionaires and groups close to the White House.
And he made $2.5 billion today, and he made $900 million. That's not bad, because he's in financial.
A system of techno-feudalism accomplishes the political aim of demagogues.
How can I make more money, Mr. President? Help me here. Help me here.
Yeah.
I hate Biden. I hate lefties. Can you help me make more money?
Yeah, exactly. That's pretty much what he's saying.
While enriching existing oligarchs. Control is the point. And
meanwhile, Biden, I love lefties. I hate those fascists. Can you help me make more money?
He took Trump off Facebook, didn't he? And Trump just let him in, bro. Oh, that's not the same, bro. He's soft now, dude.
Zuckerberg is it? Oh my God.
A better way to do this than keeping people poor. And one way you do that is by destroying ownership.
Yeah.
There's a few ways ownership is under attack here. The obvious way is the actual ownership of goods. Your home, your vehicle, your phone, your food, even your education and retirement. We were promised the market and 401ks could facilitate a greater retirement than pensions. And yet, now the top 10% richest own 93% of the entire stock market. The other attack on ownership is of yourself, your esteem. The point isn't just to take everything from you, but to strip you of your agency, the expectation of you as a human being. This contrasts capitalism's hyper-individualism, where corporations can sell upon this idea of a cohesive self. In America, you buy a large truck while almost never using it for its intended purpose. You buy Apple products upon the marketing gimmick it's different, polished, and colored.
Yep. They got you by the neck. I was gonna say something else, but they got you guys.
Well, wait, where's
they
that?
got all of
Is
us.
that Apple Intelligence? I thought that wasn't out yet. Oh, that's crazy. Oh, sorry.
Colorfully refined compared to the generic feeling of Android and personal computers. In order to profit, capitalism must facilitate a strong, independent view of self. Ironically, the tech companies that promoted themselves as places where workers would be able to nurture their independence, where conformity was never expected, facilitated in offices filled with beanbag chairs. Those very places created this techno-feudalism, an economic ideology that seeks to flatten human existence. The relationship and adherence to an undemocratic state is a perfect marriage. The technology rapidly developing is becoming powerful tools of surveillance. Facebook, Google.
Look at China, right? Don't they like have facial recognition tech everywhere you go? Oh,
There's smart cities.
Oh, it's smart cities. It's nice and convenient. Oh, really? It's convenient. Yeah, we know your every move.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
How convenient is that to know your every move?
And a lot of people think America's going down that route too, especially with Palantir. I think Palantir is going to be a huge playmaker in that.
I don't know. We're just saying what we're seeing right now.
Yeah,
all creating explicit maps of your life. Palantir and the Trump administration.
There it is again. I'm hearing that name a little too
Trump
much.
taps Palantir to compile data on Americans.
What the?
Creating a master database on all U.S. citizens, which, if that sounds unbelievably absurd, we covered that in a video linked above.
Gotta watch that.
Yep.
Like all Goliaths, though, they eventually fall. We've operated under the presupposition techno-feudalism is a separate system from capitalism. There's debate to be had. that techno-feudalism isn't something inherently new, but an incredibly weak phase of late-stage capitalism. While I won't entertain that debate here, we should note that techno-feudalism cannot manipulate in the same way as capitalism. Rather than promising you wealth at the end of the tunnel, techno-feudalism transparently siphons everything from you. It gives you less than what is needed to survive, with no future promise of something better. Just a shallow elaboration that you're more free driving DoorDash than working a traditional union job. An idea so preposterous, not even drivers believe. Capitalism cannot afford to not make promises. It must manipulate and lie to survive. And right now, in 2025, that belief is at an all-time low. Techno-feudalism does not have the same propagandistic capabilities as capitalism. It's far too transparent. Capitalism can sell lies to you for decades. It can sell ideals. Yet in techno-feudalism, the only real ideal it can sell you is subservience. This is good news for us. The further good news is that platforms present a single point of failure. Data centers present a single point of failure. State and corporate consolidation present a single point of failure. It's incredible how unstable of a foundation techno-feudalism lays upon. In 2025, this problem is further compounded by AI, the hilarious short-term goal of corporate executives who think AI can replicate human labor in the short term. This system is...
Do you think it's going to be able to replicate, like, do you think AI is truly going to replace a lot of jobs? Like long term, it's a long-term thing, it's going to work, it's going to be reliable.
Yeah.
Or would it be something that's going to be implemented and it's going to fail and we're going to have this huge labor collapse?
I don't know, man. I think it can take a lot of jobs. I think it's here to stay.
I feel like it's here to stay, but I feel like they might implement it to take. I think they might get too ambitious with it, and then there might be huge labor collapse.
Yeah, I feel like they'll get ahead of it. Of like they'll think it's at where it is and it's not. I believe that can happen, but I believe long term, like once it's actually time and it's flushed out more, I think it'll for sure take a lot of jobs, a lot of monotonous jobs that humans do because there's nothing else to do it. But
yeah.
But that AI can be a lot more efficient in. I think so.
Okay.
Doomed to fail as soon as workers can effectively organize and labor can be rescinded. If techno-feudalism truly is a system beyond capitalism, one thing is for certain. It will be a far less stable system than capitalism and the prior feudal system before it. Thanks for watching and making it to the end. I have a huge request. With YouTube's ever-restricting view on what's ad-safe, these videos are always a risk to make. Because of this, these videos are only made possible by the kind people over on Patreon and our website. If you enjoy these videos, consider pledging just a few dollars a month. It literally means the survival of the channel. Before we go, I want to give a special shout out to these patrons: Cedric Watman, Jay Roberts, Billy.
Great video, man. The editing is just on point.
Oh, it is a
very
Epic Philosophy,
eerie. Yeah, Epic Philosophy, right there.
Go watch the full video. Go give it a like.
Give it a like. So we'll give it a like right now.
That was very insightful.
Yes, very good. Very good. Great video. Very eerie. Very nice. We need to do that for our My Team versus Your Team video. We're going to make it very eerie, bro.
It's like, it's inspiring me.
Got to make it very eerie, very dark. Because, man, it just keeps you drawn in. It's just like...
Great storyteller.
Yes.
Great imagery.
Yes. Great narration. Everything, man. Great video.
Let's end this with a little bit of hope, though. Like, what? Because that was very, very low and very ominous.
Yeah. Yeah. Some positive notes that we can end on is obviously as Christians, where you put your treasures, that's where your heart's gonna be. You need to store your treasures in heaven. I'm saying now, like here in on earth, yes, we want to prosper, and in America, there's still many ways to be prosperous. I was telling this to Trey yesterday. I feel like the reason why a lot of people are struggling in their prosperity is they don't know how to manage money, and I think people not knowing how to manage their money is these people take advantage. These guys will take advantage of you being stupid with money. They know the average person is stupid with money. So if you know the average person is stupid with money, he's going to give it to you even though they don't got any. Yeah, they're going to take advantage of you. So I think a lot of this crap that has happened is just people are stupid with money, and people that know how to make money know that people are stupid with their money and they take advantage of it. Simple as that.
Yeah.
I'm not the best. I'm not perfect at managing my money, but I've been able to manage it well enough that I've actually, before I'm 30 years old, I'm able to. I'm like I live pretty comfortably. Like I do. Like I'm not even 30 years old yet. I still got about 3.5 years before I even hit the age of 30, and I am, I'm beyond blessed with the stuff that I'm been able to accomplish for myself and my wife. And it's just been because I've learned how to manage money. Have I made some mistakes? Yeah, I've made some pretty bad ones. But I've learned, and I'm trying to get better from storing money. I mean, even it's biblical. This is biblical, right? It's in the Bible. I don't know what verse exactly, but it's biblical. If you got to be able to store it little. If you can't store it little, God's not going to let you store it big. You got to be a good steward of the little bit that you have, so that way you can be a steward with more.
Yep. Amen. Yeah, I know Christ is King, and we're at the end of the day we're all these companies, they rely on people, and when we're stand together and there's more of us than them. I would say that.
Yep.
So put your faith in all this is scary and dystopian, but put your faith and trust in Jesus and know that if you believe you're saved and you accept him in your heart, we don't have to worry about this too much, because the worst thing they could do is kill us and send us to meet with Jesus. So get into your Bible. I would get a physical Bible. I feel like get a physical one to read it.
Yes, for sure.
But anyway, you can ingest it. Start reading it, and that's the true hope.
I need to be
joy
better
of
about
Christ.
ingesting physically.
Me too. I listen to it when I'm on
me
the
too.
road, just listening. But I think just having one, because I'm just in that conspiracy of like,
I do
maybe
have
they
one,
could
but-
go into the app and change words. They can change stuff in the app, but
Yeah, I do have my physical one, but
Me
I
too.
usually use my
Yeah.
phone because it's just I just pull it out and listen to it or whatever.
yeah.
while I'm
But
making
just
my-
if you're ingesting it though, it's good.
Yeah, ingesting it
Get
in some
into
way,
your
shape, or form.
Bible, and learn, get to know Jesus, get to know your Word, and that's where the hope will come from. This can all be scary in the world, but at the end of the day, Christ wins.
Yes, indeed, indeed. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for watching today. This has been probably one of our most lengthy streams here. Well, it's because we tagged along our React video, which I think I like this better.
Yeah.
The streaming it. This will be up. This will be nice and uploaded, and you guys can watch back and enjoy it if you guys would join in late, or maybe you didn't watch the stream and maybe you made it to the end of the stream. Or maybe you made it to the end of the episode. You didn't watch it live, but you went back and watched it. Thank you so much if you went back and watched it. You don't have to watch it live. If you can't catch it live, it's all good. It'll be up on YouTube, and you can watch it on your long drives.
Yeah, it'll be in
whatever
our.
you're doing.
If you go to YouTube, it'll be on our live tab. You can see
Yes.
the video shorts. It'll be in the live.
Yes, it'll be in our live tab. Make sure you go if when you're on the Certified Base channel and you're looking for our videos. Go to the live tab. You will find it there, and you will also see this Base Reacts uploaded in a separate video as well this week.
Yep.
And yes, follow us on Instagram, TikTok at Base Certified. And thank you so much for watching. This is the place where liberals
crash out.